Alright, Scotty here. I'm out here in the garden. I've just harvested a bunch of tomatoes to get ready to make some salsa. I've been making a lot of salsa lately, so I'm going to do a video of it because I've gotten pretty good at it. And this one I've made twice before. And these are all the ingredients. It takes a lot of ingredients for this one. This salsa, I'm calling it Black Magic. It takes 4 dry peppers. These ones right here. I'll just video it. This is a big batch that I'm going to be doing. You can get smaller bags of these. These are the larger bags right here. I'm making a double batch this time because this stuff is delicious. So I'm starting with these 4 dried chilies. I de-seed them, rehydrate them just in water, and put them in boiling water, rehydrate them. And for heat, I'm going to be using serrano peppers. Probably not all these, but at least half of them. And I will be using this amount of tomatillo peppers. These I just picked fresh from the garden. These are really good tomatoes. These will be delicious. And then over here, my other ingredients: fresh oregano, paprika, cumin, and salt to taste. I'm going to also be using fresh onions from the garden. These ones are medium-ish size, so I'll probably be using about 3 of these. Also just realized there's not garlic in this. On this table, I will be using garlic also. First thing is, cut up the onions, saute the onions, put those to the side, and then I will start de-seeding these dry chilies. There's a lot of them. I will put them in this steel pot over here with some water, get them boiling and rehydrated, drain them, let them cool. Then I'll add the ingredients, start going together, and I'll be filming as I go. Alright, I got the water in the pot. Got this fired up. Can you get this boiling? Get a light boil for a while, and then let it sit and let these peppers rehydrate. In the meantime, the next thing I'm going to do is get my onions ready. These are a little bit smaller, so I'm going to be using four of these. I'm going to get these prepped and ready. Next thing I will be doing is prepping those, sauteing them in some olive oil on the bottom of the pan to add my rest of my ingredients. Alright, it's starting to come to a slow boil. Got my little paddle, my salsa paddle. Once this gets to a little bit of a rolling boil, I'll let it go for 10-15 minutes, kill the heat. Then I'll be dumping this into a 5-gallon bucket, let it sit. Let the peppers rehydrate while I use this pot to get the onions going. Then I'll drain the peppers and add them to the pot. Alright, I've transferred the peppers into the 5-gallon bucket. Gonna let these just sit. Then I'll be draining these. Next up, dice up these onions. Start putting them in the pot and simmering those, and add the rest of the ingredients. Alright, this is how many serranos I'm going to be using. You could use jalapenos or any other kind of pepper you want to kick up the heat. I'm going to keep it kind of mild, so I'm not going with too many, and these are pretty small. Alright, so the onions are cooking down really well. I just added the serrano peppers to here to start cooking those down. I'll be adding the tomatoes next and just kind of slow cooking those and stewing them down. Looking good. Okay, I've added the tomatoes to the pot. Just gonna let this slowly stew down and come to a simmer. I'll be adding the peppers once I drain those and let it all cook together. I've added the chilies, all of them. So this is going to be a full pot. I'll be cooking this down, adding seasonings, taking the inversion blender to it, blending it up to a good consistency that I like, and try it out. It's looking good. Alrighty, I just added my seasonings. I added the garlic, paprika, those little bags of seasonings of paprika and cumin I just added the whole thing. So we got the garlic, paprika, salt, and cumin. Gonna stir this together and let this cook. Alright, so where we're at is it's just been slowly simmering. Starting to cook down. Peppers are softening up. The tomatoes are stewing down. It's just a process. Keep cooking this down. Get it nice and soft so that I can take the inversion blender to it, blend it up. Still a little ways out though. It's got to cook down. Alrighty. Still stewing this down. It's looking really good. It's getting close to taking the blender to it, the inversion blender. A little bit longer, and I'm going to blend this up. Alright, so I've got my little inversion blender out. This one's a little small, but it works great. This is a big batch, but I can get it done. It's just take a little time. The noise is my little generator. It's the power source for out here. So I basically just go through and blend it all up. It is going to be really good. This is looking good. It's blending up really nicely. And just like that, the salsa is blended. Turn this heat down a little bit. I'm going to let this simmer a little bit longer. It's really thick right now, so I'm not going to let it go very much longer. Look at that. That's like mud. That's what you want it to look like. Nice and thick. And with all those peppers you add to this, you get a really thick consistency. So let's grab some chips. I've tried it once, but not since I adjusted it with the salt. This salsa is delicious. Out of all the salsas that I make, this is my favorite one, and I think it's by far the tastiest one. Definitely give this one a try. And let's keep simmering a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna start getting this ready to can. To jar, that is. And I've got the canning stuff out ready to go. Just transferring the salsa into the jars. Just like that. More to go. So where we're at, I got 2 pots boiling. Getting the canning going. 45 minutes each once they get to a rolling boil. And what I have left is this. So went through quite a lot. Gonna finish boiling those, getting them canned up and sealed, and then can the rest up and be ready to finish it up. Alright, just canning these up. These ones are done. And I've still got a little bit left, like 3 more. So we'll be doing the rest of this. Just about got them. Got these still going in here. So it's making quite a good amount. Just about got it. Alright, so I'm at the end of the canning. This is what I ended up with. Pretty good haul. I've named it Black Magic. This is some of the best salsa I've ever made, that I've ever had in my mind. So definitely try this one out, and you'll enjoy it too. Thanks for watching.